Yeah, we're here at Speaker's Corner before all the crowds come along, and there will be lots of people here soon. So this is the quietest time to get the message out. I wanted to provide an update on the case because there's a lot that's been happening. There's a lot, unfortunately, I really can't talk about, which I'd really like to talk about. We have made a big video. It's a 20-minute video that literally outlines the whole of the case. It will show emails, it will provide the narrative of who's behind the case, the influence that's been used, and how that influence or perception of influence has been manipulated. We've got recordings of a phone. Well, we have a recording of a phone call, which the viewer or listener of the new video can make up their minds as to what's going on, and that will come out at the end of the trial, subject obviously to legal advice. What's happened in the meantime that I can talk about? Well, I've been to see many journalists, and one particular journalist, a very senior undercover journalist from a major TV program that exposes fraud, exposes corruption, and exposes abuses of power. Well, he did a Freedom of Information request on Operation Bohan to find out the cost, the level of operation, the level of the police operation. Remember, this is the City of London Counter-Terrorist and Major Crimes Directorate. This is all about a blog and my right of freedom of expression to say what I believe to be true. And they found that the Freedom of Information request was declined as it wasn't in the public interest. That was what the police said. We believe it's certainly in the public interest because if what you have to say is true, okay, I would accept that it's embarrassing, but true, then you should be able to say it as long as you say it respectfully and constructively. If it was a defamatory issue, when there is a civil remedy to that, not a criminal remedy, and should the Counter-Terrorism and Major Crimes Directorate be investigating that? I certainly don't think so. The investigative journalist gave me some advice and said that I needed to make copies of all of the paperwork, all of my documentation, and put them in 4 different places and keep them safe because of the kind of people that could be involved in the background of this case. And he did say to me, be really careful because they will break in and get this information. Lo and behold, and the whole story really now takes a very, very dark turn. The week before Christmas, my home was broken into, and all of the court documentation, my whole defence case was stolen. That's big A4 binders, thick, at least 12 of them. Big, heavy objects, they were all stolen. The local police had obviously came in to investigate the matter. They said that it was a professional job. The forensics came over and took a look at it. There was obviously no forensics. They came back a second time because it was quite an unusual case. So they came back and did a second survey of the property and were unable to find anything. Incidentally, talking to the local inspector about the case, he said clearly someone now wants the heads up on what you're going to say in court before it comes out in court. Who would have that interest? Who would really want to know what I'm going to say and how it's going to be said in court? Well, we'll see on the day. And obviously, with the story going the way that it's going, obviously we can all make up our own minds. I'm not going to point fingers at any organisations or people at this present time. Incidentally, without the paranoia going up too much, the conversation was had that if they've gone to this extent to break into your property to steal court documents, what else might they have done? Which led to the conclusion that if they had been in the house and done this, would they have planted a bug? So we carried out it sounds crazy, I even hate saying this because it's just so ridiculous, a counter-intelligence survey, basically a debugging survey of my property, and that was carried out. And yes, we found a bug, and obviously we'll be presenting that. The irony of the bug is, and this is the irony, is the bug, the professional said it's at least 25 years old. It was clearly there to be found. It was of no real value. The listeners would have to be within 100 metres. It's the oldest technology you could possibly have, and it was probably there more than anything just to annoy me, to provoke me into a reaction, to make me lash out and say he did this, she did that, that organisation did this, whatever. I'm not going to do that. We'll save all that for the court case, and obviously the information that will come out. Now, it's my thoughts that when they broke in and stole my court documents, that they were actually looking for the video that's going to be released after the trial, but that video is out of the country being edited abroad. So thank you for following my case. Freedom of expression is an inalienable right that we have, and it's a British freedom that we've cherished for centuries. Let's not lose it yet.